It was supposed to be a calm Friday in Marina Bay, a night practice under the Singapore lights where teams gather crucial data before one of the most demanding races of the year. But instead, Formula One fans witnessed a storm brewing before their eyes. In a season already filled with drama, betrayal, and razor-thin margins, Ferrari's actions during free practice have thrown gasoline on the fire. From a suspicious on-track incident that infuriated Oscar Piastri, to a controversial pit lane collision that destroyed Lando Norris's car, the Maranello outfit now finds itself at the centre of one of the biggest controversies of the year. And make no mistake, this is more than just an FP1 or FP2 headline. This could change the outcome of the World Championship itself, because with just 7 races remaining and the gap shrinking, every point counts, and McLaren knows they cannot afford another setback. If you're following the most dramatic title race in years, then this video is one you simply cannot skip. Make sure to subscribe and join us as we break down the scandal rocking the F1 world. The first signs of chaos at Marina Bay didn't come from a crash or a red flag. They came from Oscar Piastri's voice over the team radio. The Australian, who has led the 2025 World Championship for most of the season, is usually calm and surgical behind the wheel. But during FP1, that cool exterior cracked. While preparing for a flying lap, Piastri came up behind a Ferrari driven by none other than Lewis Hamilton, now in red, who appeared to be trying to move aside. Yet, from Piastri's perspective, Hamilton hadn't done nearly enough to get out of the way. "Ferrari will invent mirrors one day, I hope," he snapped sarcastically, a rare burst of anger that instantly went viral. The comment split the fanbase down the middle. Some insisted Hamilton had done everything by the book, pointing out that he checked his mirrors and moved as far right as possible. Others argued that the 7-time champion's actions were suspiciously clumsy, and that Ferrari might be trying to disrupt Piastri's rhythm on purpose. This tension was only the beginning of a chaotic and controversial day. Later in FP1, Piastri clipped the wall, prompting a quick radio message to his engineers to check the right side of the car. It was a small mistake, but for a driver known for near-perfect precision, it was yet another sign that frustration was creeping in. And for a championship leader with Max Verstappen suddenly closing in from behind, these cracks could be fatal. But what happened next turned a tense Friday into a full-blown scandal. During FP2, following a red flag caused by Liam Lawson's crash, chaos broke out in the pit lane as teams prepared to rejoin the track. McLaren released both their cars, Piastri and Norris, from their garages simultaneously. Seconds later, Ferrari sent Charles Leclerc out, directly into Norris's path. The onboard camera told the story. Leclerc, trusting his mechanic's signal, didn't check to the right. As a result, the Ferrari slammed into the left front wheel of Norris's McLaren, sending it into the pit wall. The front wing shattered, and Norris's session was over before it even began. The incident was as shocking as it was dangerous, and it immediately sparked outrage across the paddock. The FIA wasted no time investigating and handed Ferrari a €10,000 fine for an unsafe release. But for many, that punishment was nothing more than a slap on the wrist. The stakes are simply too high, they argued, for such a blatant mistake to go unpunished beyond a fine. One paddock insider put it bluntly, "That wasn't just unsafe, it could have ended Lando's weekend. A fine isn't enough when the title fight is this close." Charles Leclerc, for his part, admitted there had been confusion. "I didn't have the message to stop. These things happen," he explained. According to him, his mechanic misjudged the timing of McLaren's release and assumed both cars would leave more slowly. That explanation might have satisfied some, but for others, it raised more questions than answers. How does a team of Ferrari's caliber misjudge something so basic? And why did this happen precisely when McLaren's title push is at its most vulnerable? Theories quickly started to circulate. Was this truly an innocent mistake? Or was Ferrari trying to disrupt McLaren's championship momentum? It wouldn't be the first time psychological warfare has been used in Formula One, slowing down rivals in practice, forcing them to rebuild parts of the car, or creating distractions before qualifying. All of these tactics have been used in the past. And in a season where every millisecond matters, even a small disruption can shift the balance of power. For McLaren, the timing couldn't be worse. Piastri's crash in Azerbaijan 2 weeks earlier cost the team valuable points, and Verstappen, who looked out of contention just a month ago, is now suddenly within striking distance. Lando Norris, too, is struggling with his own confidence. After FP2, he admitted over the radio that the gap wasn't in the car, but in his driving. "My car's not a half a second off, my driving is half of a second off." It was an uncharacteristic confession from a driver known for his relentless self-belief. And this is where the real battle might be taking place, not just on the track, but in the minds of the McLaren drivers. Ferrari's actions, whether intentional or not, have disrupted their preparation and chipped away at their focus. Meanwhile, Verstappen is lurking in the background, gaining momentum at the perfect time. As Martin Brundle put it, if normal service resumes here and in Austin, Verstappen still has a mountain to climb. But if McLaren keeps stumbling, or if rivals help them stumble, the title fight could look very different very quickly. In the end, Ferrari's mistake has achieved something significant. It has unsettled the dominant team. Piastri is showing cracks, Norris is questioning himself, and the gap at the top is shrinking. Whether this was calculated sabotage or simple incompetence may never be proven, but the effect is undeniable. And the implications reach far beyond Singapore. If McLaren fails to convert its lead into a title, the events of this free practice weekend could be seen as the moment everything began to unravel. Because in Formula One, championships are not just won with speed, they're won by surviving the mind games, the politics, and the pressure. And right now, McLaren is fighting all three at once. The stage is now set for one of the most dramatic climaxes in recent memory. 7 races remain, 3 drivers are still in contention, and now the paddock is buzzing with whispers of sabotage. One thing is certain, after Singapore, this title fight is no longer just about racing, it's about survival. So now the question is, was this truly an innocent series of mistakes, or has Ferrari decided to fight dirty as the championship pressure peaks? And more importantly, how will McLaren respond if the gloves are officially off? Let me know your theories in the comments below, and stay tuned, because if this weekend is any indication, the 2025 title fight is about to explode.